Hey babes, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Bertley Ann and I want to say thank you for clicking my video. I know it's been a little while since I posted a video. I've been really busy with work and everything, but it was my first time trying this sweater. I was thinking about putting a turtleneck on it. That's why the neck part is a little wide. I still might add the turtleneck on another video, but this is my first time trying this sweater and it came out super cute. I loved it. It was super soft. I got the yarn at Walmart. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe and tell me what you think. All right, so for the materials that we are going to be using, I have this Lion brand yarn, Hometown. It is a super bulky 6 size. The recommended hook is a 9mm. All right, it's very soft and very flush. The color number, I guess this is the color number. It's Providence Pink. So this is Providence Pink, or I guess Rose Providence. It's a very beautiful yarn. It's very soft too. Very soft, very bulky. All right. So the recommended hook is a 9mm, but I am going to be using a 8mm. I have some yarning needle, scissors, a measuring tape, and some stitch markers. All right. Okay, so I did one panel. It's cut in half because it's not really going to show the whole thing on camera, so I am going to show it halfway, half. Okay, so I did one panel already. So here to here is about 12 inches, which is about 22 rows. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys. So here to here is 12 inches, which is 22 rows, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, this is one side, and this is the other side, which is about 12 inches again, which this side should also have 22 rows. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Okay, so each side is 12 inches, which is 22 rows, and the middle part, which this is going to be the neckline, is about 7 inches, which should be about 13 rows. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so 12 inches, 12 inches, and this is about 7 inches in the middle. Okay, and the length, so those were the width, and the length of this is should be about 25 inches. in length. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna try to show you guys. So you could make this however long that you wish this to be, but that's the length that I kind of wanted it in to be. So it's about 24.5 to 25 inches, which I did 60 stitches. I did 60 stitches. So we are going to do the same exact. I'm going to do the same exact for the other panel. So this is one panel. All right. And as you can see, the bottom part is a little more smaller than the top because this is single crochet and the body part is half herringbone crochet. Okay, so we're gonna do single crochet and half herringbone to make our second panel. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how I did exactly this part. Okay, so to start off, I am going to start with a slip knot. And to make my slip knot, I'm leaving a good chain to weave in when my work is done. So I am going to take, so this is the end. I have it in my hand like this, taking the longest part, which is still attached to the yarn length. I'm going to take it, wrap around my finger. This is the back, bring it to the front, and take what's in the back now over my finger, and we have a slip knot. Okay, and you could move this, make it tighter or looser. That's why I leave the end tail on my hand, because this part you will be able to move it freely. Okay, so to make a chain, just gonna wrap your yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so find the length that you want it to. I took the length from the top of my shoulder to however long that I want it. I want it to be just above my butt, because I want it to be a little like over like an oversized sweater. So I am going to chain 60, which should give me about 25 inches. Okay, so do however chain that you would like. Just measure yourself to see the length that you were going to need. Okay, I'll come back when I have my 60. All right, so I did my 60 stitches, and if we measure this out, which give us about 25 inches. Okay, so find however inches that you want, or make a chain long enough. Just make sure that whatever you're doing with this panel, you do the exact same for the other panel. Okay, because we are doing 2 panels, one for the front and one for the back. Okay, so after you were done with your stitch, we are going to do the bottom part, which the bottom part is, I did 6 I skipped 6 stitches. All right, so we're going to do single crochet in 6 of the stitches. So this is not a working stitch, so we're going to go to this one. To do a single crochet is we're going to put our hook through the stitch, pull our yarn through. We have 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1. This is 2. Okay, put our hook through, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through. That's 3. That's 4. This is 5. And this is 6. Okay, so if you want your bottom, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look small for either your waist or just the bottom part, for it to look a little bit smaller, to give the sweater a little bit more of a definition. As you can see, it goes small, and then there's a slight bump to make it more bigger. All right, so I did 6 stitches, which my 6th stitch is about 2 inches. All right, so I am going to just get a stitch marker. And I'm going to put it on my 6th stitch, just so when I turn my work and I continue working, I'll remember this is going to be the start of my 6th single crochet. All right, now for the bottom, for the body of the sweater, is we're going to be doing a half herringbone crochet. Okay, so to do a half herringbone crochet is we wrap our yarn over like we're going to do a half double, and we're going to put our hook, let me do this again, wrap our yarn around our hook, put it through the stitch, wrap again, pull through. So we have 3 loops. So to do the herringbone half double crochet is we're going to hold this the first loop like this, and then we're gonna pull it through that second loop. Now we have 2 loops. We're gonna wrap our yarn over and pull through all 2. Okay, again, wrap our yarn over, put it through the stitch, wrap our yarn over, pull through. We're gonna hold on to that first stitch right here. We have 3 loops. We're gonna take the first, pull it through the second, 2 loops, wrap our yarn again, pull through 2. Okay, so it's gonna look like you're starting a half double crochet, but instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3, you're gonna take the first, pull it through the second loop, 2 loops, pull through all 2. Okay, so this is going to be the pattern. I like holding on to that first loop just so it's a little easier to pull that first stitch, that first loop, through the second loop. All right, do it one more time. Wrap our yarn, put our hook through, pull through, hold that stitch, pull through that second, and pull through 2. All right, so I am going to continue doing that until I get here, and when I get here I am going to show you how I turn and how I continue working. All right, so I am at my very last stitch, so I'm going to do a half herringbone like so. So that was the end of my very first row. Now to start on the second row, I am going to chain 1. Okay, this is how it's looking. I am going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work. And now we are going to do the exact same thing, except we are going to be working in the back loops only. All right. So as you could see like a V right here. This will be the front loop. This is the back loop. So we're going to be working on the back loop. So we're going to insert our hook in the middle of the V to pull up that back loop right here, okay? So I'm going to show y'all. So wrap my yarn over, put it between the V to pick up that back loop, pull my hook through, 3 loops, hold the first loop to bring it inside the second loop, have 2 loops on my hook, wrap my yarn over again, pull through all 2. Okay, insert my hook inside the V to get the back loop, pull through, have 3 loops, hold the first loop, pull it through the second loop, wrap my yarn over, pull through all 2. Okay, don't do your work too tight, because this yarn, if you're using this yarn, as you can see, it's kind of like 4 threads in one. So make sure when you're pulling your yarn through that you have all of the yarns on your hook. All right, so wrap my yarn over, put my hook through the V, pull through 3 loops, pull the first one through the second, yarn over, pull through all 2. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this until I get to my stitch marker right here. All right. Okay, so this is my last stitch before the stitch marker. I am going to put a half herringbone on that last stitch, like so. Now I'm going to remove my stitch marker, and I'm going to put 6 double crochet using the back loop also. So put our hook through, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through all 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to put 6 more single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're going to take our stitch marker and we're going to put it on the 6th stitch, so we can remember that this is the start of our single crochet. Now we're going to continue doing our half herringbone crochet for the rest of the body. So that's going to be our pattern for the front. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this until I get 12 inches, which will be about 22 rows for me. All right, and I am going to be doing, because I want this to be a little bit of oversized, so this is going to be about a extra large. If you want to do a medium to a large, you could take away 1 inch of this and make this 11 inches. And if you want to make it like a small, you could take 1 inch of that and make it 10 inches or 8 inches. So I'm gonna do 12 inches, 5 inches, and 12 inches. Okay? All right. I'll come back when I'm done with my 22. All right. So this is my 22nd row. I'm not done with it yet because I'm running out of yarn, and I wanted to show you guys how I attach a new yarn to my work. But I also wanted to show you guys how we are going to do the middle part. So this is 1/2 done, and I have 22 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and I am working on the 22nd row. So 22 rows. I'm gonna measure it out for you guys so you could see. Hopefully that's just straight. Okay, 22 rows give me about 12 inches, and that's what we're looking for. This is my 12 inches, and then the middle part is going to be 7 inches or 13 rows. Okay, and then after our 7 inches, I'm going to do another 12 inches. All right, so my yarn is almost done. So I am going to start off with my half herringbone. So I'm going to wrap my arm around, put it between the V, pull up a loop. Okay, so I'm going to take the first loop, pull it through the second, and I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so with my 2 loops on the hook, I'm going to take my my other yarn. If you're doing, I'm just doing one solid color, but in this instant you could also change colors. If you wanted to change colors, do it with multiple colors, but since I'm only using one color, I'm just gonna add the same color yarn. So I'm gonna put the new yarn in my hook, and I'm going to finish my herringbone stitch. Okay, pull the excess yarn to make sure everything is connected tight, and then I am going to take the new yarn and I'm just going to continue. So wrap my yarn over my hook, go to my next stitch, put it between the V, pull through 3 loops, take the first loop over, pull through the second loop, 2 loops, wrap my yarn over, pull through all 2. Okay, so I am just going to finish. All right, I'm just going to finish this. I'm going to finish my row, and then when I get to my stitch marker, I'm going to do my 6 single crochet, turn chain 1, turn my work, do another 6 double crochet, and then continue with the herringbone. And when I get here, so I had left 6 stitches also on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I am going to do the same thing here. All right, so I am going to get a stitch marker. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th stitch. This is going to be for the neckline. And this gives about 2.5 inches. Okay, you just so about 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to finish with my 22nd row. Chain 1, 6 single crochet, continue with the half herringbone, and when I get to this stitch marker, I am going to stop and I'm going to show you what I'm doing next. All right, so I have one more stitch before the stitch marker, so I'm going to do my last half herringbone double crochet here. Okay, so remember on this one for the neckline I left 6, so 1 2 3 4 5, and the stitch marker is the 6th one, so I am going to do the same thing here. All right, so since this is my last half herringbone crochet, this is the stitch marker, I am going to chain 1, turn my work, and continue working as normal and do my half herringbone going down. All right, I'm going to do my half herringbone until I get to the bottom last stitch and do my single crochet. Okay, so you can see this is how it's looking right now. I'm going to continue doing my half herringbone double crochet until I get to my last 6 stitches and do my single crochet, chain 1, single crochet again, and then half herringbone double crochet. And I am going to do that for 7 inches, which is going for me is going to be about 13, depending on how tight or loose you do your stitches. It could be more, could be less, and also with whatever measurements that you're doing. So since this side is 12 inches, 7 inches, and the other side will be 12 inches, I am doing extra large, you could say. It's about to be an extra large. If you wanted to do a medium to large, you could do 11 inches, 6 inches, and 11 inches. Or if you want to do a extra small, you could do 10 inches, 5 inches in the middle, and 10 inches again. All right, so once I'm done with my 7 inches, I'm going to come back. Once I'm done with my 7 inches, which is for me is about 13 rows, it could be more or less for you, I am going to chain 6 to do the other side. So it could be even like this. All right, so I had chained 6 to match this to continue working. All right, so once I'm done with my 7 inches, I will come back to show you how I get started on the other side. All right, so I have one more stitch left for this row, and I just wanted to show you guys. So I did 13 rows, so that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, and this is the 13th, and that gives me about 7 inches. right here. So that's my 7. So I am going to finish this row with a half herringbone double crochet. And then remember, I had stopped with 6 stitches right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I am going to chain 6 plus 1. So I'm going to chain a total of 7 because one of the stitches is going to be my turning chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to turn my work. And I'm going to continue doing the half herringbone double crochet. So this is 1, this is 2, three, 4, 5, and this is the 6th one. Right here. Okay. Just gonna put a stitch marker right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're just going to continue down this row, and I am going to do the same amount of rows on this side as I did on this side. So I'm going to do 22 rows, and then we will be done with this panel. So you do the same exact number of rows and stitches as you did with this one with your second panel. Okay, so once we have both panels done, I will come back and show you how to do the sleeves and how I connect these together. All right, so just continue with the pattern like we were doing until you get the same as this one and this one. And remember, do the exact same thing that you did or that you're doing with this panel with the next panel. Okay, so remember, do 2 the exact same way. All right, so I am done with both panels. So you could find your right side and the wrong side. So you're gonna, when you find your right and wrong side, you're gonna put both right sides together, like facing each other. So you're gonna have the wrong side on the outside, because we are going to be connecting both panels. So you have to make sure both panels is the exact same row, exact same inches. So I did 22 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I did the exact same for both panels and for both sides. So I didn't cut off my yarn on this side quite yet because I'm gonna use this yarn to connect both sides. Ooh, I have finished the row, but it's getting undone. So let me just reattach my row. I'm gonna chain one just so this doesn't unravel again. So if I was gonna start with this, I was just gonna connect it like so. Let me show you guys. Go on this side, put my hook in this corner, and then do slip stitches, getting both like so. Oop. Like so. And I was gonna continue all the way to the end. I'm gonna show you how I connect. If you had already cut your yarn or you ran out of yarn and you're using a new yarn, so I'm gonna show you. So this is one of the rest of the yarn that I had in one of the other I had saved it just so I'll be able to sew it, connect everything. So I'm gonna use this yarn. I'm gonna show you how I start off. Okay, so I will put my hook. You could use either the same hook, or you could use a yarning needle, or you could even go down a size of hook if you want your I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. Your slip stitch to be a little bit smaller when you're joining. You could do that. So I'm just going to use the same hook that I've been using. So I put my hook together, grab the yarn, pull it through, make sure I leave enough to weave in, chain one. Okay, no, I'm gonna get it at the corner. I want to start it off at the corner instead. Okay, there we go. All right, take my yarn, there we go, and pull it through here also. There we go. Chain one. And now we're gonna make sure that we get both pulled through. Take that first loop, pull it through the second loop, and that's our slip stitch. And now we're gonna keep doing that. slip stitch. Try to keep it as even as you can. Okay. Slip stitch this. Like I said, try to keep it as even as you can with your and you don't have to do it so tight. You could keep it real loose. Okay. And this is how it's looking on. This would be the inside, which is the wrong side, and this is how it would look on the right side. Okay, so keep doing that on both sides. All right, when I have this all connected, I will come back and show you how I'm about to do the sleeves. Okay. Okay, so I did one of the sleeve. It's going to be the same pattern except for this part to make it more smaller to grab your wrist, where this is going to be slip stitches right here. Instead of single crochet on the body of the sweater, we are doing slip stitches in the same half herringbone double crochet all around. So I tried on the body of the sweater to see where in my arm it stopped, and it stopped near my biceps, which I measured it, which gave me about 18 inches. No. When I measured it, I did about 18 inches, and it gave me 50 so I did 50 stitches. Well, it's about 17 and a half, to tell you the truth. Okay, and how I measured for this part is I measured my wrist, which gave me about a 6.5, which I wanted it to be loose, so I added 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches, well, 3 inches, because it's kind of curved. So just try to, so mine's came about to 9 inches for the wrist part, and for my kind of like my bicep part, I did about 18 inches for that. Okay, in total I did 35 rows. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 rows. So I'm going to make the exact same rows, 35 rows for the other arm. So it's very simple. So I am going to slip stitch 50 and then do the same process that I did oh, I'm sorry. Do the same process I did for the body, except for the slip stitch. Okay. So far, this is my 14th. This is my 14th ball of yarn, and it is 81 yards. And this is going to be my 14th yarn, just so you could guys gauge on how much yarn you're going to be needing. So I'm going to start with the slip knot, and I am going to chain 50, and once I'm done chaining 50, I will come back. Okay. All right, so I did my 50 stitches. This is my 50 stitches. So I'm doing the same exact process that I did with the first sleeve with the second, to have them as identical as we can. Okay, so I am going to start with my 6 slip knots. So slip knot is you put your hook through the hoop, pull through first, going through the second. Try when you're doing it, try to keep your slip knots as loose as possible, so when you're doing your next row, it's not hard to put the hook back in. Okay, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I am going to take a stitch marker, and I'm going to put it in my 6th row, just like I did with the body of the sweater. So I know this, when I get to here, we're going to start our slip knot. Okay, and then we're going to continue doing our half herringbone. Okay, so it's the same as the body, except for the wrist part, which instead of doing single crochets, we're doing slip knot. Okay, so we're going to finish this row. We're gonna chain 1 and then turn our work, and then we are going to continue doing this. Well, I'm going to continue doing for 35 rows. You take your measurements. I also try my projects on as I'm working, so I do put it against my body to see if I am getting the measurements right, because sometimes even you could when you're measuring yourself and you're doing it on the yarn too, sometimes, you know, the yarn stretches, and if you're stretching it while you're measuring it, it might become a little tighter or shorter than you expect. So make it a rule to try on as you yarn. Okay, so I'm going to continue that, and I'm going to do my 35 rows, and I will come back and we will be connecting everything together, and then we are going to do the neck portion and we will be done. Okay, so I'm going to finish this. I'm going to do half herringbone all the way here, chain 1, turn our work, half herringbone until we come here, and then we're going to do our slip stitches. Okay, so I am going to finish this sleeve off camera, and I will come back when I completely done. All right, so just like the body, we are working only in the back loop. So this is my last stitch of half herringbone, double crochet, finish that, remove my stitch marker, and we're going to put our 6 slip stitches. Okay, so get the back loop only. Like I said, keep this part a little loose, because since this is slip stitch, for your next row, if you pull it too tight, it could be a little hard for you to put your hook in to do your slip stitch. So keep it loose. And we're gonna put our last one here. Okay, chain 1, turn our work, get the back loop only. Oh, that's too big. Sorry. 1. Oops, sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. Okay, I'm going to take my stitch marker again, put it on the 6, just so I can remember, because sometimes I would just work all the way through and at the last minute realize that I was supposed to switch my stitches, and then I would have to undo the work to redo it again. So that's why I just put a stitch marker. But if you know that you are going to remember your last 6 stitches is for the slip stitch, then you won't need the stitch marker. I put it there because I do like watching a show while I crochet, so just so if my mind is somewhere else, I'll remember as soon as I touch that stitch marker, I'll know that it's time to change my stitches. Okay, and this is what I'm going to do for 35 rows. Once you have the length and the rows that you are looking for, we're going to attach everything together, okay? All right, so I am done with the sleeves, and this is how the sleeve is looking. Okay, so this is the sleeve. I made 2 very identical, same number of rows, same number of stitches. Okay, so I have 2 of them. So both have 35 rows. Okay, I went ahead and I found the middle. So this is my middle, and the way that I did it, I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I messed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this is 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this is 18. So I found the middle. I put a stitch marker right here. Now you need to find which one will be your right side, which one will be your wrong side. So this will be my right side, and this, did I do this right? Yeah, this is my right side, and this is going to be my wrong side. So I put my right side facing down, and now I get the body of the sweater. Okay, once I get the body of the sweater, I'm going to line it up. So this is where I had connect both panels. So this is my middle of the sleeve. So I'm going to start connecting them like this. Okay, so I'm just going to take my stitch marker here and put this together like so. Okay, just making sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Yes, so I went ahead and put them together like so. And now I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to attach it doing slip stitches, okay? So I'm going to count 17 stitches because this is 17 rows. I'm going to put the rows together. Okay, so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, not 17. Okay, scratch that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, 24. So I'm gonna do 24 here, and I'm going to make sure I do 24 here too. So I am going to attach it using every space. All right, if you have another way on attaching it, you could do it your way. So we're going to try to do it this way to see how it's going to be. So I'm going to attach my new yarn. Okay, chain 1. And slip stitch. Go to the next stitch right here. It is going to be a little hard because, you know, this is not even like this one. If you want, you could do a row of single crochet so you could have an even edge to join it. But this is how I'm just going to join it. Go to the next stitch. You could even go a hook smaller to do your slip stitch, but I'm just going to be using the same hook that I've been using. Ooh, there we go. Okie dokie. All right, got that one through. Oh. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to keep on doing this. All the way down, like so. And here we go. Okay, so I am done with one side, and this is how it looks on the right side. This is how it looks on the right side, and this is how it looks on the wrong side. So I am going to do this side, and I'm going to do the same exact thing for the other sleeve. All right, so I'm going to remove this, and the same amount of stitches I had counted on this side, I'm going to make sure that I have the same amount on this side. And then I'm going to do the other sleeve off camera, and once I got both of the sleeves connected, I will come back. Okay, so I attach both sleeves. And this is the right side. This is the wrong side. So still on the wrong side, I am going to slip stitch the sleeves together and the body. Okay, and I'm going to do that for both sides. So you could start on whatever end you want, but I am going to start on the sleeve part, and I'm going to work my way all the way down. So okay, so this is going to be, this is the foundation chain, as you can see, but you can still see the two V's even though it's a little smaller. So I am going to attach both together. Okay, I'm gonna take the very first, this was the very first stitch. I'm going to take both the front and the back Okay. Have it on my hook. Take my yarn. Oop. Okay. All right. It's a little. Okay. I'm gonna just take this out so I could really be able to pull. Oh, there we go. Okay, gonna pull on the other side too. Leave a bit of a tail to weave in later. I'm going to slip stitch. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next stitch. This was the slip stitch, so it's going to be just a, depending on how tight you made your slip stitch on the sleeve. I should have did mine a little looser. This is why I'm having trouble. But you could also change your hook if needed to be. But I'm just going to just take my time to put it through. So that was 2. Three. 4. Okay. Make sure you're not skipping stitches and you aligned it perfectly. And this is the 6th. Okay, so it should get more easier because now this is our half herringbone crochet that we're going to be stitching together. So I'm just making sure I have stitch for stitch. Okay, and I'm going to be doing this. So I attach the sleeve, and this is how it's looking on the right side. So I am going to continue working all the way down, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay? All right. So I am done with the arms. I connected everything together. Okay, so both arms are attached. Now you could leave it like this, but me, I want it more cleaner, so I am going to reattach my yarn. Which side do I want to reattach it to? Okay, so I'm gonna reattach it here. This is the same measurement that I've been using, but this came out and it kept on turning when I was trying to put the hook on, so I just took it out. If you want to come out again. Oh. Okay, there we go. So I am going to reattach my yarn. Gonna reattach it here. Okay. And I am going to chain 1. And I am just going to do slip stitches all the way around, okay? Actually, I'm going to chain 2, so 1 and 2, just so I know where to come and reattach my yarn. So I'm going to do slip stitches loosely all the way around. Like so. Okay, so this is the rough edges, so just put a slip stitch wherever you see an opening, but don't put too much. So it looks like I'm putting one in the bump and one in the middle. Okay, so this is a bump. Gonna put one here and one here. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go all the way around, and when I come over here,